My transphobic mother refuses to accept my brother's transition, so we're getting her fired. My brother came out as a female to male transgender about a year ago and I have done nothing but been supportive of it. My ex-best friend's cousin came out as transgender a few years and the backlash she received for it drove her to suicide. I have seen firsthand how important it is to support people when the transition and how severe consequences can be, so I have done all I can to make sure my brother knows I still love him the same. But that is not Ray's case for our mother. She comes from a deeply religious background, and her views are very outdated, and since my brother came out she has done nothing but shown blatant transphobia. She still calls my brother a she, dead names him all the time, refusing to accept any part of his true identity. She has called him an abomination many times, and I can hear her praying for my brother every night, wishing for him to stop falling for this brainwashing and Satanism. It honestly makes me very sad, how a mother can be so blinded by religion and black and white thinking that she won't accept her son because she does not agree with him. Whenever our mother sees him wearing more masculine clothing, she freaks out, throws a hissy fit, so on and so on. Living with her has been hell, but considering I am 17 and my brother is 16, we have to stay here. We do not know where our father is, and do not have any relatives over here in the UK. So we are stuck living with her. A few days ago, stuff really hit the fan and our mother went absolutely irate on us. My brother and I have been talking for a long time, and he has decided that when he turns 18 he wants to get bottom surgery. I was all for this, I believe in living your truth, and I let him know that no matter what anyone at all has to say about this I will be in his corner. We also talked about it and although we decided not to tell our mother at first, we ended up realizing it may be the right thing to do. We decided that we will tell her that this is my brother's truth, and once he turns 18 he will live it, we will bring it up at dinner time. The next night we sat down to eat, my mother started dead naming him of course, asking when he was going to get over this phase. That's when I looked at my brother and nodded to him, giving him the go-ahead to say it. My brother then spoke up. About that, he started off. I have been doing a lot of thinking. And I am realizing that this is ultimately my truth. I am a man mom, whether you accept it or not. I am 16 now and in 2 years I will be getting bottom surgery. There is nobody in the world that can convince me otherwise, realize that you are against this, I really do, but please mom I am your son. I want to do anything to get accepted by you, but living my life miserable in order to have your acceptance is not something I am willing to do. Accept this decision please. His speech to her was beautiful. It was very emotional. We both waited to see my mother's reaction, and she just rolled her eyes and shook her head. Without saying a word, she left the dinner table and went upstairs, locked herself in the bathroom and started crying. My brother and I quietly talked about it, but before we could finish the conversation, our mother came storming down and yelling that no child of hers will go against God, no child of hers will be a freak. She was just saying these horrible things to my brother. She then turned her attention on me. She then yelled at me for permitting this and telling my brother that what he is doing is okay, when in reality I should be telling him he is mentally ill and should check himself in the mental hospital. I got very mad when I heard this, and I yelled back saying she was the mentally ill one if she will let her son's gender determine whether she has love for him or not. She slapped me for raising my voice, and then slapped me again. I did not fight back, I am a 17-year-old male and this is my mother, no matter what she does it would be cowardice of me to raise my hands against her. She kept slapping me over and over for raising my voice and by the end I was heavily bruised in my face. After she was done, she went upstairs. My brother rushed over to me as he stayed seated the whole time, only because I told him to, and he made sure I was okay. He told me we need to take pictures of my face as proof that our mother is abusive. I was reluctant at first and asked him what the pictures were even going to do. He said that we could use it to report her to authorities or her job. I was reluctant at first, but then my brother said something that made me think. Our mother works at a children's hospital. Do you think it is safe to have a woman like that care for children? He made a very good point. Our mother was far from an employee with an impressive track record too. She was basically hanging on by a thread in the hospital as she has done many irresponsible things on the job in the past. So, we took pictures of my face, which was so heavily bruised that my entire cheek was purple. My eyebrow was wounded too as my mother used the cross she had to land a blow with the edge of it to my eyebrow. We took pictures of it all. I then proceeded to ask my brother what good would getting my mother thrown out of the job to since we would not have a place to stay. He said he had that taken care of. He contacted his best friend the night before and informed his best friend that he was going to tell his mother about wanting bottom surgery, and if stuff goes very downhill he asked if he and I could stay at the best friend's place until I find a job and an apartment. I hugged my brother at that moment. So it's now a few days later and we plan to send the pictures my brother and I have to her boss while she is at work tomorrow. We have no interest in pressing charges, but we do believe that she can be a danger to children. We have even spent the last few days audio recording her angry outbursts which she is almost daily, and we will send those too.